Welcome, chaps, to an extremely exciting evening of Burning Wheel.
Woo!
Hooray! This evening, we are joined by Phil.
Hi, I'm Bethrin. I'm playing a character called Siegfried Kraft.
We are joined by German Phil.
Hello, I'm Kleika, and I'm playing a character called Christoph Anador, aka Kleika.
German Jesper.
I will not respond to that.
You're
Beyond-
German today. Come on, deal with it.
Okay, right. Rupert playing Dominic Prick. I did not get to change that last. Never, Dominic
Yeah,
Prick.
you can change that later.
Can't we call him Dominic Priquet?
No, this is like Bucket and Bouquet. That's not going to slide here.
Okay, this is an ancient family name.
In that case, you're Kilker.
Nice. And Kiko.
I am Kikoskia, and I am playing Judson Pont. Judson Pont.
Today is the first episode of a hopefully multi-part adventure.
Cthulhu Eaters.
You're already dead. Mind flares everywhere. Rocks falling. Children dying.
Your
Set
adventure begins and you fall off a cliff.
Exactly.
Yay.
Set in the canal-ridden port city of Tajar, otherwise known as the most serene republic of Tajar by its merchant rulers.
It might
and
not
known
be
as-
serene.
It's not very serene. This is a city that's a cross between 1920 Singapore, the Middle East, and Venice. Riven with canals, full of extremely large numbers of bazaars, trade moving to and fro, docks, whores, prostitutes, criminals, extremely out-of-touch merchants, and all that other good stuff.
And one juggler juggling with one ball.
It's true.
And a pantomime getting beaten up as we speak.
That poor guy. And first, of course, we have our four disparate characters, who each start in different places. This evening, it turns out that Siegfried has been asked politely by an extremely... In fact, I'll let Phil allow Phil to explain if he wants to.
So, actually, wouldn't it be better to explain? Well, there's a member of the city guard who is quite possibly crooked and involved with some sort of illicit
No.
trade, who has asked me to accompany some slightly less crooked city guardsmen on their patrol tonight.
As a note, the City Guard used to be known as the Contract Enforcement Agency, and in fact have originally served no purpose other than to ensure contract law was followed to the letter in the city, and thence branched out to peacekeeping to ensure better business things for all, and eventually became a de facto City Guard. Still occasionally known as contracts. Kleika,
Yes.
who is at the moment derelict and living in his own depressing warehouse down by the docks,
It's true.
is visited by a young fellow carrying a note, which says the following.
Oh, sorry. Oh, I was supposed to say it. I'm sorry. The note says, "Come to the warehouse, and you will find your answers to who killed your family."
But you're in
there."
the warehouse.
Well, not
Oh,
that
what
warehouse.
it
the
actually,
upper
it actually
house.
says is it's
Come to the house.
what it
Come
is
to
is
this address.
exactly, and the address is a couple of extremely old buildings in the dock district. And originally the dock district was much smaller because this was a much smaller city. And as it gradually became richer, the docks grew larger and larger, and they consumed these two extremely large buildings, which were originally places of business. And on top, there were two extremely large gargoyle lions facing across the street at each other. And gradually, as the area became more and more built up, more and more warehouses, and more used only for trade and the movement of goods, the buildings themselves fell into disrepair. And due to some extremely obscure detail of a contract, which has long since lost a few hundred years ago, the building is completely unoccupied and cannot be occupied for another 30 years. So they stand like kind of dour monument in the middle of the docks district, but these reasonably high but not huge warehouses, like a kind of landmark. And this is where Kleika has been asked to go.
Yep.
Meanwhile, Mr. Dominique has been approached by an old contact who says something along the following lines. We need somebody to slow down a shipment, and we think you're just the person to stand in the middle of the road and act like somebody helpless or useless, well, in this case, in the middle of a canal, and act like somebody useless and helpless and slow them down long enough in order for us to do what we need to do. And meanwhile, Kiko's character has been
Judson.
who has been tricked by his brother Brockton, who is a member of the city's erstwhile business intelligence agency, which is in fact just a straightforward intelligence agency, who has effectively said to him, given his current status as an outlaw, the only way for him to get back in the good graces of the city is to act as a confidential informant. And
Which
he's in...
I pretty much know as is hired useless goon.
pretty much. And he suggests that you are going to be inserted into a group of people who are about to plan a hijacking.
I'm not happy about the idea of a hijacking, but because it's leading to a potential pardoning, I'm going along.
So meanwhile, as these things transpire during the day gradually draws to a close. The movement of goods and barges and various different carts through the wheels of the city and the dock district draws to a close. The sun reflects off the brass buildings in the brass quarter and so on. And then as night falls, there's a gradual convergence of the characters. First, Dominique and Judson are meeting at a rendezvous point at an inn at the edge of the docks district. Siegfried is waiting in the middle of the road to be picked up by a small patrol of city guard, about 3 of them. Meanwhile, Kleika is moving... Wait, actually, this is a question. Kleika, would you like your character to have scouted the location before you turn up?
Yes,
Before you have to turn up.
Well, my character knows that whoever managed to find him and give him that message, and is probably setting him up because he's very, very, concerned about hiding his real identity. But I also must find out who killed my family.
Shouldn't have put the Christoph signal in the air.
So of course I am going there, but yes, I will stake it out beforehand.
Okay. And what you're staking out reveals to you is one extremely good spot to perch would be, in fact, on top of one of the lions.
Yes, that's very Batman, but yes.
Exactly, it's easy to get up there. You're
Okay.
playing into a stereotype now. But yes, if you were to perch on top of there, it's both difficult to see from the street and provides you a commanding view of the canal below.
That sounds good.
Because these two buildings face across a canal.
Yeah, I would like to climb up there.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have to throw?
No, you do not, because this is something you've done beforehand. You've had time,
Okay.
so you are basically already there, sitting there with your cloak and your sandwich,
Right.
waiting for things to happen.
Okay. By the way, I want to stay concealed in there as best as possible. So.
Yeah, I mean the assumption is that you're in such a position that looking down from either the canal or the bridge nearby, you can't
Right.
see anything other than maybe a vague shadow against one corner.
Okay, sounds good.
Meanwhile, Phil has met with his guard friend Siegfried meets with his guard friend who gives him only the briefest of winks before getting him to fall in behind the other 2, let's say more honest guards.
Okay.
And they are slowly beginning a patrol, beginning at one corner and moving towards this particular canal. Meanwhile, Judson and Dominique have met up inside a tavern.
How cramped and how busy is this tavern?
Well, indeed, this is normally a sailor's tavern. It's right on the edge of the docks. It's stuffed full of people, mainly actually oddly docks workers, who have just come off working on the docks, and so it is extremely busy and extremely full of people.
I'm
But at the same time,
extremely uncomfortable with this situation and am fidgeting slightly.
but luckily for you, two both, it's extremely obvious who you need to meet up with. There's a group of, let's say, extremely tidy-looking people, 3 of whom are concealing bulges in their cloaks that you, Judson, are extremely sure are short bows.
Oh, they most likely are.
And one man who looks, let's say, significantly more prepared than the other 3, given that he's wearing actual armor.
Oh, him and I both then.
How well dressed are they?
They are dressed in low-key clothing, but it's clear that they paid a decent quantity for it. I mean, they're basically well set up. They're not just random street thugs. These are guys, obviously, someone's paid them to do
In
this.
that case, my intent is to approach, since these are the people that I'm going to be with, I'm going to approach them and introduce myself as one of the people they're waiting for.
They look at you and say, "Hey, so you're the sharpshooter."
Yes,
Okay, fall in with the other 3. You're going to be caught. You're going to be hitting the marked target. I assume you know the normal commands, referring to obviously things like knock, loose, fire, etc.
yes. I'm not liking the idea of hitting the marked target.
Well, indeed, as far as they know, you're just somebody who's been recommended to them on good authority, so that's fine.
Oh dear.
And he turns to Dominique and he says, so you're a distraction, he says, looking slightly disconcerted.
Distraction's
Hi.
one thing.
I assume
yeah.
you have some type of plan for stopping a barge?
A barge? That's a boat, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's,
is.
it's a type of boat that moves through a canal. Normally drawn by an ox, but in this particular case, we'll say that this barge is...
Tends to be cargo carrying.
Exactly.
I feel I should have probably have spoken with Judson about this first before.
You two didn't see each other. You literally walked in at the same time. You don't know each other from Adam.
Okay.
Literally
Okay.
Yeah.
Stroking my beard at the mention of barge.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have to think about that. Like
What's your perception?
my perception.
Actually, no. What's your
is-
will?
Oh fuck. Will is 4.
Roll a quick will check. Obs 1. This is in order to get the idea that if you say you don't know if you don't know a way to stop the barge, this guy is going to immediately look at you very strangely. Okay, you are fully aware of the fact that if he asks that question, he's expecting you to say, yes, I have a great idea.
Well, yes, I know all about barges. They can be stopped. They're boats, right? Yeah, boats. Yes, I know it all. I can do it.
Okay, good.
Trust me, it's gonna happen.
There were too many short sentences in that for Judson to feel very confident, but what can you do?
Man looks at you and says, don't worry, we've got a spare boat ready for you. If nothing else, you can block them. And so he goes together and says, okay, we're moving out. And you are marched out the door as the sun sets, moving slowly towards, by a canal, and increasingly, as it looks like, towards the rear of one of these enormous buildings that dominate this particular part of the docks district. And meanwhile, this street is, by the way, by now become almost completely dead. There's nothing happening in this area at all. The various different buildings are winding down. The primitive wooden cranes are no longer being used.
Judson is.
You can see the sea from the top of the building, like, by the way. It's very beautiful.
Judson,
And
Can I
ships
see
in
the
harbor.
tavern?
You can't see the tavern now. I mean, think of it this way. You're in a very large city. You're high up, but you're not
Right.
high up enough to see an arbitrary building.
Judson's
get
very
it.
happy he didn't hang around the tavern for any long period of time. He couldn't have probably even afforded the water.
Nice. Okay. Meanwhile, Kleiker observes the following. Sorry, not... well, I suppose Kleiker is your name, so I guess that works.
Yes, like I guess.
Kleiker observes what looks like increasingly to you guys some kind of ex-military guy, maybe a sergeant or something, get his 3 guys and... I think my brain blank. What's your character name, Kiko, again? Judson. Yes,
Judson.
Judson. Sorry. Get Judson, and you chaps go into the leftmost of these buildings and move up to the 7th floor. And he arranges you along the windows at the top.
And I see all of that.
What you can see, you're on the opposite side, and you can clearly see, and you can just hear, because it's actually gone quite quiet now, you can hear that something is going on across the other side in the windows just below your eye level, because the 7th floor is the top and you're at the 8th.
Right.
And you can see just the glint of light, sunlight, the setting sun glinting off the tip of an arrowhead or two.
Underneath
I'm
me.
quite high up on the 7th floor, aren't I?
You are indeed quite high up.
And
you've been positioned, as far as you can tell, at the furthest window back from where they're going to come in. So you have the easiest shot, presumably because I expect you to make a hard shot.
Oh dear.
And now the sergeant turns to Rufus, turns to Dominique and says, here's the basic idea. As you can see that boat down there, there's a ring across the other side of the canal. You can tie this end, you can tie the port side of the boat off to that ring, and the boat will completely block. And if they choose simply to run the barge straight through you, the boat won't hold very well, but it's your job to convince them not to.
I see.
Offer to clean their windows.
Okay, and
When
then
I'm
he sends
cleaning
you down.
barges.
So just for mental picture's sake, you can imagine. Let's get some of these dice. Actually, let's get some of the objects, spawn objects.
I was about to say, or you can spawn
Oh,
some
yeah.
pawns. You can spawn pawns of the colors, for example.
Oh, right, okay.
Like I said,
There's some walls as well if you want.
each one of us should get a pawn of our color, so that we can use that to show where we are.
If I'll just spawn some blocks for now.
That's
These blocks.
those blocks, okay.
And basically, the way it works like this, you can imagine these 2 blocks represent one building.
They won't stack on each other. I've tried.
Blocks.
They are the best blocks.
These blocks are amazing. Okay, these blocks are lovely. These 2 blocks represent the other building, and then over here, there is a bridge.
Burning
Now-
wheel, now with building blocks.
Exactly. The canal runs, from my point of view, from Rufus to me.
Okay, in
Yep.
which building am I?
You are in this one,
Okay.
and Kiko and the rest of the crew are in this one.
Like I said, can you spawn some pawns for that?
Certainly.
Just so we see it. Like black pawn, like one pawn for each of us, and then we can put them wherever we are. That really helps, I think. No, not like chess pawns,
Meeples,
but-
he means.
but
He
there-
means
there are
meeples.
Well, they're called player pawns.
But they're
Trust
actually...
the German to be anal about what kind of pawn we
Oh,
use.
player pawn. Sorry.
No,
yes,
because
you're
they're really
absolutely right.
small. See, there you go, and he can spawn them in our actual colors.
Boom. That's
See?
sensible. And this white pawn is the god of the game master. It's here.
Well,
It's
the
very
white
good.
pawns you can pretty much use for like NPCs or what have you.
Yeah, yeah. That's...
Excellent.
Am I at?
You're
You
here.
are just here. Now, this is because there is a bridge going across the canal just here above you. And this is partly, you imagine, because it means that the people looking at you see what looks like a complete blockade, because there's you here filling the underside, then there's the bridge over the top of you.
So there was a boat you wanted me to tie across. The...
Yes.
Ah, it's going
There
to
is a
involve
boat.
your legendary knot tying skills.
I'm having
There is-
trouble imagining this.
Is this house right here that I'm observing where they're inside? Is that the house that the note told me to go?
The note told you to go to this area in general. It just
Oh,
said,
okay.
watch here. And you've
Right,
obviously
okay.
picked the best place to watch from.
Okay.
Clearly
Okay.
those people glinting on the other side of that building are the evil people. I must kill them. And then Kleiker kills me.
Meanwhile, Siegfried is making his way all the way over here. Slow, boring path. Not very exciting.
Great.
And gradually, the sun has finished setting, and night has finally arrived.
Which will
And
make
even though
it...
the moon is fairly large, it's still not amazingly bright.
Oh great, that makes it even harder to shoot.
Have we had any time to prepare?
No, only I have time to prepare.
The rest of us are literally just like, no, keep doing stuff, you can't
And
prepare.
this is where it is up to Dominic. In fact, all of you get time to decide to think about the situation and decide what you might want to do if things start going on. You can.
But beforehand, because he might have brought something.
Oh, absolutely. If you can think of something that he might have brought.
Well, was he aware he was going to be blocking a boat before he showed up today?
No, all he knew is that he was going to have to act as a distraction. Because
Alright.
all they knew is your reputation as a con man, basically. Somebody who's a fast talker and can talk anybody into or out of any situation.
Fuck.
Um,
All right.
is there anything in this room that would keep me busy? Idly.
The room
because-
itself is quite interesting. What it is actually full of is extremely old desks. And inside all the desks, grey and crumbling paper, presumably from whatever this office was used for before. It appears to have been where a large number of scribes were.
You know
And
what?
nobody seems to have bothered to take anything.
I'm so bored waiting. I'm going to try and read these things.
It's faded to illegibility.
Ah, I can't read any of it then.
Not to mention it's also double entry accounting.
Is there anything
so-
simpler?
No, sadly, these all just appear to be ancient books.
In that case, I'm going to try folding it in stupid shapes.
Excellent. Make a paper planes skill roll.
I don't have like an origami skill, so
Paper cut. You're dead. Bam. Okay.
Oh,
moving.
Moving
moving
on.
on.
Oh, we got one of those DMs.
Right.
Exactly.
Well, my next character is no. I just
Okay, so let's say roughly an hour passes. Still nothing is happening. The patrol is continuing as usual. Kleiker's beginning to get a bit fidgety. Dominique is just waiting in this fucking boat. and
Dominique has found himself a dress and a wig.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, I like it. Let's see where this goes. Meanwhile, the sergeant is just quietly walking around behind you, Kiko. And he looks out the window. He says on the side of his mouth, is that a wig? Just it's up to you. How do you respond to this?
Can I see this clearly? Will I have to pay attention to notice?
No, you can see at the moment. I mean, there was just enough light just before things fell that you could see that he was pretty clearly putting on a wig and dress.
Yep, that's a wig, all right.
And I do say he's good, but I'm not sure what he's thinking here.
Perhaps you're not thinking the kind of distraction he's thinking about.
Another hour passes. Sitting
so
there.
is it quite dark now?
It's now extremely dark.
Okay, I want to use the darkness to move from my house where I am to the house where, like, to this other house.
The
because
darkness is my ally.
Well, because I need to
This
find
is
out what
nice.
these people are up to, and I want to like eavesdrop on them.
Okay, this is a stealthy plus climbing roll.
Well, I don't know. No, I mean they didn't climb up the building, right?
But you
or
walked-
is it
Oh, are
because
you
I'm
going to go
climbing
inside?
down? Yes.
Okay. In
Well,
that
first
case-
of all, I want to move to the house and see if they have like people posted outside or anything.
Okay, sure, you can do that.
Okay, so I just
But you
moved to
need
the
to-
house. Like,
Yep, that's easy enough. You don't need to roll stealthy because you're quite far below and it's dark.
okay. Okay, then I want to check out the entrances to the building. If there's like a stealthy entrance that I can use that no one's watching.
There's an entrance at the front from this side. There's an entrance from this side. This entrance seems smaller.
Okay, are people watching the small entrance?
There is nobody watching any of the entrances.
Okay, I would like to go in through that small entrance and then carefully make my way up the building until I can tell where they are and find a place to hide
This
and
is
eavesdrop on them.
old building.
Okay, now you need to do a stealthy roll.
Because this building's going to
Okay.
be creaky.
Yeah,
Indeed, it
probably.
is. And
Okay, selfie. I have selfie 4. What
I'm
am
in
I-
this building. Can I
What
hear
What am I
him?
rolling again?
the
Not
obs.
yet.
The obs is actually versus their observation skill, which would be for the hardest guy would be the sergeant who actually has observation. He has observation 3. So
I'm
you have
doing
to...
this carefully though, so I'm getting 1 extra dice, right?
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
Can I
By the way,
try and listen to
you can
this?
also roll. You can roll an
I don't have
observation.
observation, but I will try and roll
Yeah,
it.
that's
That's perception, isn't it?
Oh, sorry about that.
No, it's fine. It
2.
was a complete failure.
Well,
Okay,
I don't
alright.
succeed
That's
at
fine.
all,
Okay, so
but I tried.
in that case, Kliko makes his way up to the stairwell between the 6th and 7th floor, just high enough for his head to see clearly the figures limned against the dark night sky.
Yeah. And like I
Full
said,
bowman.
I try to find a place to hide there so that like even if someone comes up from below that, you know, he can't like immediately spot me.
That's easy enough. There's a spare small office room.
You don't
that
gain
haven't seen
anything
use in
for a
while.
failed
Just leave it
perception.
to.
Alas.
Okay, excellent. And now, an hour later, as you're just waiting there and your leg's gone dead because of the stupid position you're holding, a barge appears, slowly moving this way.
Oh, great.
It spawns something else for the barge.
I want to be to me.
Like a long block or something.
What size is it?
Find an appropriate.
That's fine. He's gonna barge things out the way. I am not doing anything until I'm ordered to do something.
Just quickly, Luke, I assume my patrol has torches?
Your patrol does indeed have torches, but it's not quite here yet.
What kind of torches? Like
They have
rag torches or lanterns?
They have actually lanterns. They would have
Okay, great.
pretty easy lanterns. And it's worth noting that this is the point where the sergeant says to Judson, "Okay, everybody," and begins to call targets on the boat.
What is he calling?
That's finished. On the boat, there aren't actually that many people. There's actually only a driver and 2 guards. Well, there's a guy guarding it, and then there's 2 guards on the boat itself. You can't actually see how the boat is being propelled. Normally, a barge would be pulled by an ox, but this doesn't seem to be being pulled, so you're not exactly sure how it's moving. But there's simply a guy guiding it and 2 guards on the boat who seem to be relatively casual looking and not particularly worried.
How big is it, barge?
The barge, let's say it's roughly 30 feet long, 20 feet wide.
You and your fucking non-metric.
Seriously, it's like what? It's like 30 feet. I'm like,
how,
what?
How many
It's
foreheads?
It doesn't
10
matter how
10
big.
meters, 6 by 6
Doesn't
meters.
matter too much how big the
Okay.
barge is.
Yeah.
I might.
The point is what you can see on it, however, is a single. Oddly, it's not very heavily loaded. There's a single reasonably large crate, covered in some kind of tarpaulin, and the 2 guards are standing either side of that, leaning on it. One of them's actually smoking a pipe. And Kiko, the sergeant whispers in your ear, "Target is the driver. Be ready to loose on my mark. Knock."
How
What?
many people? By the way, how many people are in the room with Kiko? Like, how many people are up there?
There are 5
4.
counting him.
5.
There's 3 bowmen, Kiko, and the sergeant.
Right. Okay.
This guy does not realise that I'm not marked. That I'm not shooting to kill here.
Well,
And I'm not telling him that.
he says, "All of you careful. We don't shoot, unless they don't stop." Okay, so now it is over to you, Dominique. What did you say?
Wait,
Approaching-
then
I
Rise,
would
did
like-
I hear that the sergeant told him that?
Roll a perception chest, obs 3.
Give me a sec.
The commands were done in a low
like
voice, like he's
perception
trying to
is
talk as
4.
clearly as possible.
Perception is 4.
Do you not?
No,
No.
you can't quite make out what he's saying, but you
Okay.
can see, however, quite easily that all of them now have arrows knocked,
Ah,
and they're
okay.
clearly readying to fire.
Did I? Could I? I had some time there.
Yes, you now, if you want to, take a couple of minutes to decide what exactly your character is going to do or how it's going to approach this.
Well, I have an idea already, but can I do a scavenger roll to see if I found an anchor and a length of rope?
Yes, absolutely. To be honest, given the area, I think that's only obs 2.
Okay. And oh, that's not good. That's not mine. That's I have 2 in scavenging, I assume.
Okay, yep. Are you going to do it carefully?
Yes, please.
Because you had time. I mean, this is literally, you had hours of preparation time here.
Okay.
That was.
Wow.
What
Fuck
kind of
me.
roll was that? That was like I let the dice fall out.
Well,
of
He's
my
trying
hand.
not to knock over the buildings.
Okay,
Nice
try.
in that case, you find the rope with the anchor.
I did.
Yeah, you find rope but no anchor.
A rope with no anchor.
I mean,
That's
you already
what-
have rope, so the rope is trivial.
Okay.
I hope you
That's
weren't
not good.
anchoring much on that plan.
Anything? Well.
By the way, if you've disguised yourself, do you want to make a disguise roll?
Yes. But this was, of course, well in advance, so I assume that was also
Yeah, exactly. You can do it carefully.
disguised. That's 6. Fuck, how many did I pick up? Okay.
Well, if you need to roll another one, just roll another one.
Roll 5. That's 4 successes.
That's 5 successes.
So actually, yeah, that's 5 successes. If anybody trying to spot the fact that you're not a woman, especially in the dark, is
Yeah.
going to have a stunningly difficult time.
Right.
Well,
That
I just
reminds
have
me, just one quick question again, Luke. So you can roll carefully, which gives you an extra dice.
Yes.
You can do it quickly, which increases.
Halves the time it takes, but increases the penalty for failure.
Okay, and what was the other thing you can do?
Patiently.
Patiently. Patiently means the more successes you get, the better the effect ends up being.
Oh, right. Okay, but it also takes longer. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
So, what kind of bridge is it? The one going up over.
The bridge. Oh, this bridge is just connecting 2 roads over here. Sorry.
Yeah, but what type of bridge is it?
It's stone.
Stone. Okay.
Stone humped. It's
Is
obviously.
there there's a railing, I assume, of some
There-
sort.
Oh yeah. Well, there's actually the stone is raised at either side.
Okay, yeah. Well, Dominic has taken the rope and managed to secure it on the bridge, and he has made a big loop, a big lasso, and he's elongated that and put it on the railing. So it's just waiting there to drop down. If that
Okay.
makes any sense.
I want to roll dice.
In case his fucking plan fails.
Okay. Fair enough. No, that's good.
Right.
Okay.
And then he-
Okay.
Luke, I want to look around and see if I can find something like a metal thing or something that I could throw that makes a lot of noise.
That's easy enough. Actually, doesn't even require a significant roll. What you do is you find one of the old desks which had a rolling thing. You can remove the knob on the front.
Oh, okay.
Easy enough. And it's just pretty much a brass knob.
Yeah. Basically, I want to just have that with me because I think that they're going to shoot someone, which I don't want to have happen.
No,
So
really?
yeah.
Okay. Rufus, what do you say to the oncoming barge?
Well, I swing a leg up onto the railing, and I pull the dress up a little bit, and I go, hey.
Are you trying to woo the barge?
Okay.
Might be.
Are you going to use any of your social skills, or is that merely your opening gambit?
Well, that's pretty much the plan so far.
Woo barge. If ship not enticed, panic.
The Sarge mutters to Judson, "What the fuck?"
I think,
At this moment,
I think
the-
he's flirting with
The driver, who's
barge.
just noticed that the way is crossed, suddenly begins to look a bit worried. Motions to the other two, snapped his fingers, and says, "Hello?" He's clearly a little unsure what's going on because it's a woman.
Well,
In a boat.
Dominic pretends to notice one of them,
Mhm.
and then sort of squinting and leaning over the railing and goes, "Hi."
Okay.
This is the saddest distraction I've ever heard.
I have an idea, but
My plan is I will bore them to death with small talk.
The 2 guards at the back have both drawn bows, and they're clearly looking very suspicious. The driver at the front says, "If you don't move that boat, there's going to be trouble."
well, there's a boat.
Well, yeah, the boat that's blocking the way.
Oh, I see. Well, at this point, Dominic goes "Eek!" and hides down behind the what's it called, the
Okay.
railing.
The sergeant says, just quietly swears under his breath, and immediately says, "Loose."
Right.
Do I notice
My-
that they're about to fire?
Again, perception roll. Ops 3.
Yeah.
Well, wait,
You
are
know
they like
then-
looking into the room? Could I see them like?
You can see. Well, the thing is, they're already holding the arrows.
We're motionless.
When
pretty
you can
much.
see them letting go, that's too late.
Oh, okay.
No.
Aw.
Okay,
My-
you don't hear the sergeant saying "loose," but
My-
what you do see is what happens next.
My intent,
Okay.
which are instincts saying I'm always shooting carefully,
Mhm.
is to shoot at the driver with the intent not to kill, but merely to injure. Because I have no intention of killing this man. I have no reason to kill him, despite what the sergeant said.
Luke,
Okay.
can I throw the thing that I picked up into the room?
You can, but it'll resolve after the arrows have been.
Because
Ah,
I
damn
have
it.
no intention of killing him, no matter what the sergeant says. This will
Okay.
make my roll harder, but that's how it is.
Okay, so hitting this guy would ordinarily, let's say, be 2 because you've had time to set up the optimal range. It's easy enough shot.
Right.
However, it's at night, so this is Ops 3.
Right?
Hitting a specific part of him is Ops 4. No, failure does not mean you miss.
No. Ooh. In that case, I need more dice for this because I don't want to risk the chance of
You're
me.
taking the shot carefully, by the way.
I am, but that's already added in.
Mhm.
I need more dice for this, which means I'm going to have to burn one of my points, aren't I?
Okay, yep. So you're spending a persona on your bow skill.
I am spending a persona on my bow skill because I need to. So
Okay,
that
so
makes it 4.
let's resolve the shots. The three other bowmen are all skill 3 with a bow. They're trying to make obs 3. That's a miss.
That's only 2. But it could have been worse had I
That's a
not
miss.
have done that.
And that's a miss.
I will
Everybody
I will
misses.
put in my thing bow that I've spent one persona on it.
What you can do is you can spend your fate to explode those 2 6s.
Ooh, yes. That's actually a very good point. I will. So I shall grab these 2 dice. I'll grab these 2 dice, why not? And just re-roll them.
Explode that 6.
Oh. This could be epic. This could be interesting. No.
Oh no!
But 3's
3.
pretty close.
3 is
3's
close.
pretty close.
3 is close.
What do
Oh,
you need for?
4. I personally, I
four,
handicapped
if you've got
myself
3.
by deciding to
Right,
shoot
yeah,
for
yeah.
a not to kill.
Yeah. Well,
Because-
he does hit though.
So what this means is the only person to hit their target is three arrows whiz into the wood right by the 2 guys with their bows. One of them panics and looses an arrow at Dominique. But this is going to be a crap shot. It's obs 3 to even hit. So yeah, it's a miss.
So that was skill 3, difficulty obstacle 4. Was that?
Yeah, obs 3. Oh, obs 4, skill 3. Yeah.
Yeah,
That was
so-
only after you spent. So
Yeah, it was a challenging. Well, right, excellent.
actually, wait. Did you have bow skill as 3?
I have a bow skill of 2.
Okay, so yeah, that was in fact a challenging roll for you.
Thank you. That's pretty cool.
At that moment, the driver yells, fairly obviously and tautologiously, "We're under attack!" And,
No.
and it is at this moment the city guard rounds this corner.
Oh, good.
We're moving towards the bridge.
Yep, you're moving towards the bridge,
Okay.
and you immediately see, you can hear from the shouting and the fact that there are
Well,
arrows being
By
fired.
the way, do I know the impact? Do I know the implications of my shot? How did it hit the driver?
You can't see yet, but what we're going to say is you need to roll the die of fate.
Please not be a 1. Hey.
No, that's actually good. That's good.
Yeah.
That means it was only actually it was a crappy shot, and you didn't actually do much damage.
But at least I actually hit him and didn't kill him.
Yeah, exactly. You put a shaft right through his thigh, so the guy's gone down.
What a relief.
Spunty, the die slicer. Wait,
Hey.
no, fly slicer.
I didn't want to kill him.
Okay. So the sergeant yells "fuck" and immediately starts running down the stairs because he knows he has to start getting engaged. He can't see over here, by the way. There are no windows on this side of the house he's taking out. So
Right.
these guys are completely unaware of this.
Right.
Meanwhile, the 2 guys down here, both of them are now starting to shoot back up at Kiko and his other friends. Except this is an almost impossible shot because let's just say
Does the sergeant, by the way, does he run past me?
no, he doesn't run past you to get down the stairs.
Oh, okay.
But you in fact have the opportunity to act as this happens. So
Right.
that's actually a pretty good shot, but it's not good enough to hit.
Okay. Like I said, I'd like to take the metal thing that I picked up. I'd like to find something in the room that they're inside that looks like it'll make a lot of noise if I throw the thing at it.
That
then throw
absolutely. If you just okay, so that's a pretty easy thing. Let's just say it's a throw test. Obs 1, you just got to hit something that.
Okay, I don't have throwing skills, so it's like
It's
what is it?
agility.
It's agility. Well, I have agility of 6, so I get 6 roll.
Yeah,
dice.
and it's Obs 2.
Because it's untrained. It's a beginner's luck throw,
Yeah,
3
effectively.
is, isn't it?
Oh, sorry, 3. Yes, of course.
It's a
3
beginner's
dice,
luck
right?
throw, effectively.
Oh no, beginner's luck. You roll your full stat, but you roll double Obs.
Oh.
So you rolled
Uh,
6 dice versus Obs 2.
Okay, wait, that's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
There you are.
Actually, it's Obs 2, sorry, because of dark conditions, but that's absolutely no problem at all.
Yep,
You
easy
nail
go.
it. Just at the moment as the first volley of arrows are loosed, there's a bong noise, as for some reason, a brass handle bounces off a couple of the desks and ricochets out the window and gently splashes into the canal out here.
Okay, wow, that was a throw. I take it that distracts them?
It certainly distracts one of them, who immediately spins round, trying to work out where the fuck that came from. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
the sergeant says, "Handle it," and starts running down the stairs.
Okay, I wanna go after the sergeant.
Okay, you're doing that. Phil, your choice is the following. The 2 guys in front of you, pretty much, they have absolutely no clue what they're doing. They have failed. They had no chance to pass the steel test that they needed to take to not be surprised by this. So they're both standing there going, "What the fuck?"
So I need to take a steel test, don't I?
You don't need to take a steel test.
Okay.
You can't see any bloodshed. All you can hear is the sound of arrows. And you knew that something was probably going to happen. So you're not exactly surprised by what's going on. What you do need to do is work out what you're going to do with your friend who's just nudged you.
I think.
He whispers in your ear,
Yeah.
we need to get rid of them now.
Who's them?
He's indicating the two guards in front of you. Because this is exactly the situation that he brought you along for, which is that you guys who are in this area accidentally get here while something's happening, and then you need to just deal with it right now.
I yell to them, quickly get back to the main outpost for the watch.
Okay, I'm going to say that's a persuasion roll, and the obs is only actually 2, and the reason for this... Actually, sorry, no. What I mean is the obs is only half their will, because these guys are currently stunned. They don't know what's going on. Well,
Wow, your persuade roll
And then
demolished the
building
building.
comes down.
Well done.
they got 1 success. You need to beat obs 1.
With 4, because I've got 4 perception.
Sorry, you need to beat obs 2 with your 1 perception, because it's beginner's luck. You don't have persuasion, do you?
No.
Okay, so beat obs 2. Bam! You beat it.
Yeah.
You yell to them, quick, get back to the thing!
Anyway.
And they immediately start dashing backwards.
Do I get a turn to have an intent here?
You do, both you and Rufus have to decide what you're about to do now.
Using my instincts, what exits to this building did I notice on my way up?
Okay, there's a front exit and there's a back exit, the two that Flyker observed earlier. And there's also, at this side here, there's a set of rickety stairs going around the outside that would have been a fire escape if they weren't falling apart.
Well, this has all gone belly up.
Yeah, this has gone shit show for everybody. These guys down here weren't expecting to get hijacked. These guys up here weren't expecting to fucking miss everything. And this plan they thought was going to be a surefire was going to be a fuck up. They now know they have to kill these guys rather than just simply convincing.
By
them
the
to
way,
drop
do
it.
we hear Phil shouting that at the guards?
Yeah, you immediately you guys hear something, but the person who really sees it is Ruford. Sorry, is Dominique, who is right in the line of sight of these guys and was cowering behind the lip. And he knows the guard is here.
My intent is to get out of the building, out of the rickety stair route. That is the route people will least expect anyone to take.
Okay. So I'm going to say that you could achieve that quite easily. Sergeant's not there to watch you. The other 3 are busy trying to firing arrows.
If he's leaving as well, I'll probably encounter him on the way out anyway. I'm concluding.
Okay.
I've done my job. I shot the driver.
Okay, you don't need to take any tests for that.
Nope.
You're going to the rickety stair.
I am going to the rickety stairs. Yes.
Dominique, what are you going to do?
When he looked over the railing at the barge, did he notice anything particular about any of the people in the barge, particularly the ones
one
that
of them
are
has
still
an
in the
arrow
barge?
through his thigh, and the other 2 are crouching behind the crate.
Well, any distinguishing characteristics that he could call them out on?
No, they are.
This
guy.
This
As far
guy
as you
looks
can
such
tell,
and such.
they are almost studiously unmarked. They are wearing the most generic of clothing.
What about
nothing-
facial?
They
They
look
brought
like
them from-
swarthy men in their early 40s, late 30s.
They bought
But
them
if
from
he
the
wanted to-
Generica stores.
Exactly. Well, no, seriously, though, they are intentionally not looking like anything.
Okay, no masks or anything.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, what he would do is yell in his man voice. Don't shoot the guy who looks such and such, which of course he can't say because, but one of them probably had a nose or something.
I think they all had
Don't
noses.
shoot the guy with the nose. He's with us.
Okay, in that case, I'm going to roll a steel test for the 2 bowmen because they are surprised by this extremely strange request. It's a pretty easy one. They just have to beat Ops 2.
Except for the fact that they all don't have noses.
Okay, that's easy enough. They aren't particularly surprised by this. Or at least they don't seem to show any obvious signs of surprise for this. And they continue shooting. Okay, and is at this moment...
Oh.
Yes. It is at this moment that something appears over here on the side. And what it is 6 men.
Should I have a?
That's 6 men.
That's 6 men.
Because I
And-
think you might have misunderstood it.
So what did you say?
Should I have declared intent with that? Because I think
That's
Yeah,
okay.
go for it. What were you trying to do?
all trying to make one of them doubt the other with
Well-
falsehood and persuasion that one of them might be an inside man with us.
Okay, so no, that's definitely something you could have done. What's your persuasion and what's your falsehood?
3-3.
Okay, in that case, you're forking one into the other. So you're rolling 4, and what you have to beat is their will of 4. Or at least one of their will of 4s. I'll roll for both of them. One of them is obs 2,
Well, that's
Okay.
2.
and they're both obs 2.
They're
So
both
what
convinced.
are you trying to do? You're trying to convince them that one of them is a traitor.
Or at least so doubt.
Okay, in that case, yes. One of them stops shooting ducks behind the other and says, "Why the fuck we jumped here? Who gave us away?" Because they're convinced that somebody must have sold them out now. Because to be fair, they've just been caught in an ambush and the guard to see what the fuck is going on.
But those 6 men.
Dominic giggles like a gun.
Okay, the only person who's going to notice these 6 men is anybody who's looking out the window. So that would in fact just be Phil and Dominique. And Phil, roll a perception test, obs 3, because this is quite dark and these guys are wearing black.
They're ninjas.
Okay, you spot them.
Wow.
That's very good
Wow,
roll.
what a fucking roll.
Well, note that
Explode
down.
that one.
Got some night vision.
What you notice is that these chaps look significantly different. The leader is wearing unusually styled armor, which is, let's just say, it's clearly military made. Like this guy is wearing actual armor that you'd wear in an actual fight. This is not street
Yep.
gear.
Ooh,
The
dear.
guys behind him have what look like compound bows made of some type of complicated compound material.
Oh dear me.
And these guys are all carrying leaf head arrows. These are arrows designed to kill people. And they are moving extremely quickly and very quietly towards the back of this barge.
Right.
Okay.
The rest of you are not aware of this, apart from Rufus would actually be aware of this because it's an easy sight from where he is because he's looking right down the canal.
So are the sergeant and I still moving down the building?
Yes.
My
I'm pointing those 6 guys out to my city guard friend and asking if they're with us.
And then he starts to swear.
my intent is to scale down the building on these rickety stairs.
Okay, Siegfried, your friend pulls you to one side and says, "No, this is bad. This is very bad. We need to leave now."
Are you sure there's not anything we can do here?
He peers around the corner and said, "Can you think of something?"
Well, do you think they're with the people in the buildings?
I have no idea, and frankly, I don't care. But there's 6 of them.
If they're not, we can play them against each other.
Okay, well, stay here. We'll stay outside. And we can see if we can come up with something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stay and watch.
Luke, my intent, by the way, is to try and grab the sergeant before he comes out of the building and pretty much like take him into a situation where I can interrogate him about what's going on.
Okay, that's an interesting one. So what you really want to do is you want to knock him over or something.
Well, basically what I want to do is, I want to catch up to him, and I basically want to like grab him from behind in such a way that I can either like pull him off into a room and like hold him up with my sword or whatever, like to his throat, and tell him to tell me what's going on, or that I can knock him out and get him away from the building and interrogate him later.
Okay. In that case, what you're going to have to do is do a opposed power check when you catch up with him, which is an opposed speed check. So
Okay.
he's speed 4.
I'm speed 4 too.
Okay. If you fail to beat his score here, he rolls 2. Okay, that success means you get +1 dice to the opposed power.
Oh, okay. So wait, so I have power 3, which means I have 4 dice.
Okay, that's 4 versus his
Oh,
score.
that's equal the playing field.
He got 3
Ooh.
successes.
That's
Okay.
good.
You got 3 successes. However, Defender
And
wins.
the wins.
Can I use
You can
a
explode that
point
6. Would be an obvious one.
to explode the 6? Yes,
you-
I'll explode the 6 then.
I'm sorry, one thing to say. Last time I was incorrectly allowing you to add dice after you've declared the roll. You can only add dice using Persona before a roll.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but if you want to, I'll let you retrospectively add it for this test because you didn't know.
Yeah, okay. So, well, I want to explode the 6. Is that Persona exploding the
That
6?
is a fate, so it's the cheapest offer.
Oh, okay. Ah, damn.
No.
Okay, do
Defender
I write this
wins.
down, by the way, that I spend it?
You
Yep,
spent
you spent it on your power.
Okay, so I put down, like, under Arthur and Epiphanies, I put down power and then 1 fate.
Yeah, under power should be 3 different boxes.
Actually,
There'll be an F, and you put
by
1.
if you
Yeah,
go
I
by
can't
stats,
change
if you
them.
go by stats, there's actually an F, D, and P.
Yeah, you put it inside.
You
the
put them there.
I know, but I can't put them in there because it doesn't let me do that. I don't know why.
F. Weird. Okay. Well,
I'll just
note it
say
down some-
power 1 fate. Okay.
Yeah, it's cool. As long as you keep track of it, you can always like find nice
Okay,
shits later.
so defender wins.
Okay, so what this means is this is sort of a tie at the same time. I mean, you've got a hold of him, but you're not actually stopping him. So that will have to resolve in a second. Meanwhile, we have to work out what Judson and Dominique are doing.
Well, I said my intent was to scale down the building on these rickety stairs.
Okay, that's easy enough. Let's just say that it's a climb of 1. It's only climb because there are a couple of sections where the stairs
Ooh,
are
I
given
don't
away.
have climb, so let me. That is what's climb based
Speed.
off? Speed, right? 4. But is that climb of 1 double to 2?
It is indeed.
I'm gonna
By the
do
way,
this-
Luke. Sorry, go ahead.
You
Can I do
carefully,
this
by the way.
carefully because I
Okay.
don't want to mess this up. This would count as me beginner's lucking on climb. Hey, I didn't need that
Ooh,
after all.
Okay, yeah. You just run down.
Fucking
Just-
Spider-Man.
I did
jog
not
down,
need
no
that
problem.
after all. Well done, me.
Okay.
I'll mark
So,
that down.
Who's visible from where Dominic is?
What Dominique can see is he can see one guy on the boat is
That's
clearly
good.
in a bad way and is just lying there, kind of slowly groaning. He's obviously taken an arterial wound to the leg, and he's going to be out of commission unless someone helps him probably fairly soon.
Oh dear.
The 6 guys at the back have just drawn their bows, and it looks like they're going to shoot the guys in the barge.
Okay.
Oh, good. That will wipe all guilt from me because they killed him.
Does Dominic see anywhere to hide? Fairly
Uh,
close, preferably over on this side.
Yeah, you can go around behind this building. Would be an easy place to do.
But won't I be closer to these guys then?
It would, but it would be out of their line of sight.
They don't have X-ray
Well,
vision.
He
or
makes
do
his
they?
way over there and drops his dress disguise as he goes, so he will come
Just
out
like-
looking like another guy that's not
You
involved.
should
Do
have
you have
took that.
stealthy?
What?
Do you have stealthy?
I do not.
Ooh.
Okay, that's fine.
I've got inconspicuous, if that helps. Oh no, that's for later.
Yeah. Cool. Okay.
Mr. Bethram
Just
wants.
quickly, I snuffed my lantern and motioned for my friend to do the same, so we're harder to see.
Good idea. Doesn't require a test of any kind. Easy enough to do.
How much rolling do I have to do?
You don't. You do. Are you doing stealthy?
Well, I'm trying to get over there without being seen, so they don't
Okay.
notice the correlation.
That is
between
that
the
is a
woman-
stealthy. I'm going to say it's extremely easy for you. It's only obs 1, so just double it. And this is versus your speed / agility, so add them together and half.
Fuck.
What's your speed and what's your agility?
Moff.
6'4".
6/4. Okay, you roll 5 dice.
Not bad.
It's alright.
Strike, easy enough, yeah. Like, you make it over there with not much damage. As you get closer, roll a perception test. Obs 2.
I'd mark stealth, by the way.
This is
as a
Rufus.
skill you're
See?
learning, Rufus.
Or
Or the DM can do that.
Let Luke do that.
I
Okay.
hope he's doing that.
You notice
Yeah, I really hope he is.
that these guys are wearing interestingly designed shoes. They appear to have what looks like metal casings on the top, but the soles are completely made, as far as you can tell, of cloth. Like, these guys are making no sound as they move.
1 to 10, how fabulous?
Oh, so fabulous right now. This is the look.
Listen, Radius.
That is the rage in military
This is
year.
Magnum. They're
And
doing
it is
Magnum.
at this moment that these guys with the bows unleash a volley of arrows towards the poor beleaguered guys on the boat.
I don't see this, do I?
Well,
You
you're
won't see
behind.
it.
You're
no.
behind.
No.
You're behind here. You're
Actually, no.
behind.
To be fair, he's on this side of the building, the south side of the building.
I
So
could
he's
s-
actually above Phil and his friend. Yeah, this is the fire escape was this side of the south
What
side.
would I need to roll
Because he
anything to
made it
see it,
down
or
the
can I
stairs
just see
already.
it?
Yes, he did in fact.
I am
So
down.
he's on the bottom then.
He is in fact.
But
at
if
the
Phil
bottom.
can see it, I
So
can
he's
see
here.
it.
Yeah, he can just see it.
Okay.
Okay, and these guys are firing this way, and there's 5 of them, and these guys have 5 bow skill.
Oh my.
That's 1 miss.
That guy's rubbish.
That's
Look,
a definite hit.
Look, a wig.
Wow.
Where?
That's a hit.
Oh dear.
That's a hit.
Should have gotten the white die.
And that's a miss.
We're gonna need a bigger barge.
And
Yeah.
here is where 2 things happen. The first thing is that one of those misses skims across the top of the tarpaulin, and you realize that the crate in the middle is actually open-topped. It doesn't actually have a thing. And as the arrow plows through the tarpaulin, there's a spray of what looks like white powder.
They're
Okay.
importing salt.
Well, indeed. What the sergeant said to you earlier, Judson, is that you were actually intercepting what should be an extract of coca
Oh,
shipment. So as far as you know, that's cocaine.
Oh.
And then,
Cocainum.
cocainum.
And then
the two guys here and here, who were previously crouching behind, immediately die.
Oh,
Just straightforwardly die.
That's-
Arrows in their chests, just dead.
that's horrible to see.
Oh my god, it stands!
That's horrible to
Oh my,
see.
that's pretty deep. Okay, so anyone who can see the boat, steel test.
Right,
Go.
I have a steel of 4. What is my difficulty on this?
Your hesitation is
am
6.
I,
Oh,
Uh,
my
Friends
hesitation.
with you.
My hesitation is 6.
From over here, can he see anything?
No,
Um,
you're behind the building.
If you're behind the building, you can't see it, no.
Well, this is going to be a challenging roll. I'm not going to succeed.
Yep.
Let me merely say that I rolled 1 success.
Oh, okay. Nope, that's you stand and hesitate. Okay, you have 2 options.
Yep.
Or 3 options, really. You can run away,
Hmm?
fall prone, or stand and hesitate.
Run away.
Okay. In that case, you are now, let's say, moving this way in this direction. Moving this way quite
Nope,
quickly.
I've just seen that, and my brain's disengaged. No!
Okay.
I've got steel of 6, hesitation of 6.
Okay, it's an obs like extra obs because it's you're seeing somebody actually die. So this is it's like obs 8 actually. So
Nice.
you're merely mitigating the hesitation. Okay, so
Not
you're also
particularly well.
hesitating. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
standing
these are
hesitate.
like heartbeats, right? So this is like you're hesitating. It's at least a little while. Just like, oh whoa, those guys actually did get taken out immediately. Meanwhile, these guys are hustling over to the barge. Like 2 of them were already on the barge. This crate, by the way, is big enough that 2 of them could probably lift it.
No, I'm out of there.
And they've
Heck
laid
no.
a plank from here to here so that they can get onto and off the barge.
Okay.
Meanwhile, these 3 guys up here, extremely irritated, are now shooting at the guys down below.
They're gonna die.
That's a hit.
Oh, God. Maybe not.
And that's a hit.
Hit.
Oh, dear me.
Now let's roll the appropriate die of fate for this, just for the simplified damage model. Oh, that's a failure.
Go, Kenneth and Stefan.
That's a failure. Okay, so this gets embedded. These guys are wearing leather armor. So... Okay, yeah, that's fine. The 2 guys, they take a couple of arrows, but they actually stick in the armor.
Ooh.
Nice.
That's
So they're
fine.
not actually hurt, or what?
No,
getting screwed up.
it gets stopped by the armor.
Oh, I see.
Like if you roll an armor success, which those actually weren't, but doesn't matter.
Oh.
If you roll an armor success, then it completely stops the damage. Like no matter how much damage you're taking, if you're a single armor success, it completely negates the hit.
Huh, interesting.
And
But wait, weren't there 3 people up there with the bows?
One
there
completely
were,
whiffed.
but one of them,
Hmm?
remember, heard the thing you threw and is in fact moving down the building
Right. That's
Yeah.
why he's not doing. Yeah, right.
towards where
okay.
you are at the moment.
Oh, dear.
So what's with me and the sergeant then?
Okay, you guys are now grappling. Opposed power.
Okay. Power 3 for me.
Yes. He's trying to get you up.
Well.
You got 1. You got
Uh,
2.
2.
Hey. Nice success.
Okay, you win, which means that his intent was to try and... Actually, sorry, you needed to declare an intent for what would you do if you won the power test.
Well, my intent is to pin him against the wall and put my sword up on his throat.
Okay, you've got him against the wall, your sword is at his throat. And it's at
Okay.
this juncture that the 3rd bowman appears around the stairs behind you.
Uh-oh.
What?
He was coming down the stairs, he heard the noise.
God damn it.
And then he heard the sound of you guys running down the stairs.
Has he seen us
Yeah.
yet?
Well, he's just about to see you, so you're going to have to react to that in a second. Okay. Meanwhile, these guys have just finished picking up the crate and they've moved it off the barge, and they're now moving over this way. So whoever was moving the goods and whoever wanted to hijack the goods, both of them are extremely sulky right now.
I believe that. So can I do real quick what I want to do? Do I know that the guy is coming down?
You can hear him coming.
Okay, I can hear him coming. So what's the sergeant like? Like, if I let him go, he could like immediately like grab me or something, right?
Yeah, he looks like a tough guy. He's got a sword, although he hasn't pulled it out yet.
Has he seen my face?
Not really. Like you're in a room that
Right,
isn't
okay.
lit.
And I've got like my hood on, right?
Yeah, like I mean, it'll be almost impossible for him to recognize you because you're in a dark
Right.
room
Okay.
at night.
Okay, then what I want to do is I want to punch the sergeant in the face so that he,
Hang on.
like gets stunned and can't grab me or whatever, and then quickly rush down the stairs.
Okay. I would say that's obstacle 3 power
Okay.
because
Can't I
you're
just like.
if you're trying to punch him to stun him.
Well, I just kind of want to punch him, like not really to knock him out or whatever, but I want to punch him so that he like if I let go,
Okay,
that he can't like immediately go and grabs me.
You've got him, so a punch is ops 1.
Okay.
Quick punch in his face. no problem. Okay, your punch lands. He's briefly dizzied.
Okay, and then I want to quickly descend down the stairs and out through the exit that I came in, like the back exit.
Okay, as you do that, shooting your retreating leg is the bowman who still had an arrow nox. And he misses because it's dark, and that was a very hard shot indeed.
Right. What happens now then to everyone?
It is at this moment that just as these guys get over to here, the sergeant at the back, well, who looks like the leader, the only one without a bow, throws a round metal object into the middle of the barge. And then there is a lit fuse in the top.
Uh-oh.
You all have one action to take in order to mitigate whatever the effect of this object might be.
Well, I don't know about this, right? I can't see it because I'm like on
You
the
don't?
back of the building.
How familiar are all of us with explosives?
Most of you have never seen them before.
Never seen them. Okay.
Well, I have no idea what's going on, so basically what I'm just trying is I pretty much just want to get away from this building, and I want to get into a safe, high ground spot that I can use to assess the situation.
Okay, so you're behind the building.
Yeah,
I
right here.
still running, or am I able to do something now?
You're able to do something. Like
I'm-
steel failures outside combat don't last a huge amount of time. They
I
last
am going to hide.
Okay, so you're hiding somewhere over here.
Yeah, I want to hide. What's this require? Stealthy?
Yeah, stealthy would do.
Stealthy would do.
I think stealthy would be the appropriate thing for hiding. Let's have a look. I wonder if inconspicuous can be used for hiding. It's an interesting question. Oh no, that's unnoticed in a crowd.
Yeah, that's more like for like hiding in plain
exactly.
sight, isn't it?
So
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to try and hide. I have
Yes.
3 stealth. What's the ops?
It's at night.
Yep.
Pretty easy. It's 1. Like you'd have to fuck this up quite badly.
I also don't think anyone's really looking for
Nope,
him, right?
I succeed. So I'm going to hide.
Okay, just double check. Yes, there we go. Actually, stealth for moving undetected, so that would be very easy if you're not even moving. Anyway, either way.
Yeah.
And it is at this moment that the device goes off. And
Fireworks?
It is a very large explosive indeed. This is not
Kapow!
gunpowder. This is something much more serious.
Super
any of you know-
gunpowder.
Well, I mean, some type of actual proper explosive with an oxidant, no less.
Lies. That's witchcraft.
And this building over here immediately begins to collapse.
What? Okay, do I
How's the
notice
bridge
that it's
affected?
collapsing?
The bridge, this front side of the bridge, this wall here is shattered. You and your friend are knocked over by the shockwave and have to take pretty much you just like you're knocked over on your
We're
days.
staggered.
Dominique over here, he has a massive noise and his ears are ringing. He can't hear anything now because there's just been this
What?
incredible noise.
Okay.
All
Do
of
I
these guys are
notice-
dead.
Do I notice that the building is collapsing?
Yes, you do. Yes,
Okay,
you do.
I wanna run away from this.
I
as
also
quickly as
noticed,
possible.
but I'm already hiding.
Yeah, I want to run away from the building as quickly as possible.
Okay, you're running away.
Yes.
Cool, that is no problem. Meanwhile,
Back at the ranch.
no, not back
The
at
Fortress
the
of Doom.
No.
Fortress of Doom.
No.
The barge in the middle is completely gone. When Phil stands back up, you can see that the barge in the middle is completely obliterated. There's no trace of it, pretty much. There's just a few splinters of wood left in the water. This explosive was very large indeed. This building over here, the frontage is looking like it's taken some serious damage. There's no sign of the corpses in the middle. They're just gone. I think are you going to pick?
Is this burning, by the way? Is the area burning, or?
Yeah, there's stuff on fire. Like the three guys who were inside this building.
Yeah.
You're pretty sure they've been crushed. The building fell
okay.
right on top of them.
So I take it because stuff is burning and so on, it's a lot
I-
easier to see now, right?
Yeah. And the only thing you can see, Kleika, is you can see Dominique wandering dazed over here. As far as you can tell, one of the few people who might have actually seen what was going on.
Okay.
Did he?
Well, as far as Kleika knows.
My intent, despite the fact that I believe that those people might have been crushed, is I'm going to see if I can try and find and save any of these guards that have been in the collapsed building, because I'm going to at least try.
Okay, I'm going to say perception test for the obs is only 2. It's pretty easy, just to confirm the fact that.
I need to try though.
Yeah.
Ops 2, right? Excellent.
Do I see Kiko?
I
doing-
fail.
Okay, so it isn't obvious to Kiko the fact that anybody in the top floor of this building would have died as the came
Then I'm
down.
going to keep looking.
Do I see Kiko doing this?
Is it this? Okay, so from your point of view, Clyker, what you see is you see two guards who've been knocked flat. One of them dazed and getting up. You
Right.
see this guy looking through this guy with a bow, seemingly looking through the wreckage, trying to find people, and this guy dazed, wandering around over here, going.
Right. Okay, it's at this point that since I know that someone here must have some information, and I did get that note, and I couldn't get anything out of the sergeant because I was caught. It is at this point that I realize that Kiko is pretty much is the only guy who I see that I can get to, and I must find out what all this is about. So I must get to Kiko,
Right.
and I must get information out of him.
Okay, go for it.
So I wanna basically sneak up on Kiko, and I wanna grab him.
Have you tried just saying hi? Just as a note?
Dude, that's not how I operate here.
Okay.
I'm going in full operator mode.
Great.
Operator,
He's
tier
gonna
1
be
operator,
really
big beard.
Tier one operator.
He's gonna be really disappointed.
Probably. I don't know. Anyway, so I wanna get up on Kiko. I wanna grab him.
Well, this is gonna
And,
be an
yeah.
opposed roll.
I take it, yeah.
'Cause
Do I have to
Meanwhile-
sneak up on him or?
Meanwhile, Siegfried, you have to decide what you're going to do. You just got up. Your friend is unconscious beside you. You've just seen a huge explosive, which you've literally never seen before in your entire life. Shit is on fire, and you just don't know what's going on. What are you gonna do?
Can I still
by the
see
way, I
the
need to-
6 people?
What you can see, no, these guys appear to they've like
Yeah, they've
Press
had
X.
enough
it's been
time to get
ruined.
away.
press
Like,
X.
but the flash from the explosion has completely thing. So these
Press
guys
X.
have clearly got away.
They're gone. Magic.
They're gone. What you can see is this is a dazed guy wearing not as much clothing as you'd expect to be wearing given it's night, wandering around over here looking a bit dazed, and this guy wearing some kind of fucking ninja outfit, sneaking up on some relatively inconspicuous looking bowman trying to root through the wreckage of the
Oh,
building.
he actually sees me.
Phil can, yeah.
Are you sure that I would do that kind of movement because I would know that it would make me visible to him?
As far as you can tell, when you started the movement, he was unconscious. Like he was lying down.
Oh, okay.
But the thing is, he's literally just stood up. So this is resolving at the same time as your action. So he won't stop your
Okay.
action whatever he does.
Okay.
So Phil, what would you like to do? Sorry, Siegfried.
The first thing I'm going to do is try and shake my friend to see if I can wake him up at all.
The act of shaking him reveals an extremely large splinter is embedded in his throat. The poor
Oh,
guy
shit.
is probably dead.
Probably. You're not sure yet, though.
Well, to be honest, maybe, but he looks dead.
Oh.
I guess
No,
City
generic
Watch...
guard 1.
I'm going to stay where I am, but City Watch wise, roughly how long is it going to take for those guys who we sent back to reach the reach the place?
At this time of night, and given those particular guys, let's say at least 20 minutes.
Okay.
Wouldn't an explosion summon whoever heard it, which I assume is everybody?
Well, certainly people are going to be converging, but not the watch.
Also,
This
wouldn't
is not-
Phil kind of freak out by seeing like his buddy killed, right? Like
Not
with a huge
nobody of
splinter
his.
in the front?
He's got to take a steel test, yeah.